Vroom. Fire. Shots fired. Shots fired. I'm so fucking tired. Anyway, shout out to everybody on this network we call YouTube. Good afternoon. How are you doing? Anyway, from here, maybe one or two tunes. How are you, Anthony? Alhamdulillah, brother. I'm just taking myself back. Way back. Inshallah, thank you for coming in, bro. Ask me, am I okay? Go on. Alhamdulillah. Fuck it. We can wait. Excuse me. Hey, so I'll share something with you. I'm about 10 videos away from 7K. There is nobody on YouTube inner circle that has made 7,000 videos. Nobody. Me, I listen and I'll tell you, bro, you see the formation Carrick played? It's like an arrowhead, yeah? 4-2-3-1, right? It's like that. You want your number 10 to be a fucking number 10. He let Bruno Fernandes play in his role and he ran the park. He controlled the pace, the tempo. You know, the urgency, the direction, the passion. It was all there. I've not seen Manchester United. How are you, Matt? You have not seen Man United play football like that for a fucking long time, mate. You know. Haaland, how's your dad? Haaland, how's your dad? Haaland, how's your dad? How's his fucking kneeing up the rat? Now, I seen a video last night that somebody from Liverpool made. I'm not going to mention anybody's name on here. I'm not going to give anybody no airtime on here. But I believe shots have been fired. And guess what? If you were fired back last night, you know, Manchester is big enough for everybody. You know, I don't see the issue, me personally, but other people have agendas on here. Well, like I said, I watched that game now about 6 times. Like I said, the formation Michael Carrick played, right? It's like 4-2-3-1. It's like a diamond. Listen, right? You need that. See the position there, right? It was like that. Yeah, I don't need to call anybody names on here. I let them do that themselves. You know, if you want to act like a tough guy here, be careful who you fucking call out. You know, Scousers are tough. Very fucking tough. Now, there's a few tough guys in Manchester too. How are you bold? Like I said, I like to see people get along. I don't like to see other people's goodness hidden. Now, I've been talking to somebody recently. Imagine this, all the way from Liverpool. And this individual told me a few things about a few YouTubers in the community that he paid. To do content with. You see, a lot of people don't say that. Have a guess what? He's a cunt. But I made a couple of grand off him last month. He's a cunt, but I made money last month. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. You see the Scousers? They're tough. I have a lot of respect for Liverpool. For the city and the people that lives in it. Now, I know a couple of people that live in Toxteth, right? One of them, here, do you know what? Let's forget about that because I know where it's going to end up going. But like I said, listen, if you put yourself out there on YouTube, you're going to be criticised. People are either going to laugh with you or laugh at you. And the way I see things, I don't care. As long as you're laughing, whether you're laughing at me or with me. Here, doesn't matter to me. 620 subs away from 7k. Or not 7k, 5,000. Sorry, my bad. I'm about 10 videos away from 7,000 videos. Listen, I've been part of this community where I've tried to build unity. You know, here everybody's welcome. You have immunity. You know, and shout out to the YouTube community. You know, it's like there's a few people on here need putting in their place. But it's not for me to do at this moment in time. But I know there is going to come a moment in time where I bump into certain people or they bump into me. How are you, Andrew? But anyway, I'm going to go on an 80s vibe, yeah? You know. But anyway, shout out to all the new people that have subbed to my channel. Like, whether you like me or whether you don't, if you support football or boxing or UFC, I like people coming in here. And here, if you don't get on with somebody and I get on with them, well, like I said, because there's a few people that, without them realising they already made a decision, don't go against me. It's all I'll say. 7,000 videos. You tell me one channel on their circle in YouTube that's made that much content, and I'm proud of that. You know, because we didn't do it for the money, we done it for the honey. You know, I get nourishment out of watching people grow. You know, and I'm gonna help a few channels. And there is. Yeah, let's play a few 80 classics. Me dad was stuck in a loophole. He loved 80s music, right? I see Billy Moore last night as well made a video. Hey, we played like Brazil the other day. You know, if Man United play like that every game. Alright, listen, right now, I know this is going to sound ludicrous and madness, but if you're on the board at Manchester United and you put Michael Carrick in charge, his first game, the Manchester Derby, he wins the Manchester Derby, the referee should be sacked. Mia, we should have won 3-0, easy. Casemiro should have scored in that one, and he'd have been a hero. It's like Daniel Dubois Usyk fight was a low blow, or was it? I fucking don't. Look at, I'll be honest with you, Daniel Dubois, it's like has surprised me. Because the levels, and with like heavyweights, like you're not talking about lightweights, you're talking about big hitters. Like, look at this geezer Tyson Fury's fucking fighting. What's his name? Walden or fucking what's his name? My man who slapped Tyson Fury. Like, as far as I'm concerned, Usyk is the best on the planet. You know, he's proven. You know, do you know how many fights he had as an amateur? Hundreds. You know, it's like, but I still believe Usyk is the best heavyweight on the planet. That's just my opinion. You know, he's got the experience, he's got, you know what I mean? I remember when he was a cruiserweight, when he fought Tony Bellew. You know, I like Usyk, he's a good guy. He's a God-fearing man. Come here. He's God-fearing. You know, he's a good man, he is. I like Usyk. I like Tyson as well, you know, but at the end of the day, I called that too. When Tyson was fighting Usyk twice, you all said Tyson Fury, and I said no, Usyk is going to beat him, and you all laughed at me. You know, it's like, I know boxing, you know, and you can make decisions with your heart or with your mind. I'd say it was low, bro, but I'm not a fucking referee. But speaking of referees, oh, they nearly come out. Fabio Wardley, that's it. I reckon, see him, he's gonna make an impression, him. I reckon he'll be world champion one day. But I'd like to see Wardley I'd like to see Wardley do what? I'd like to see. There's loads of fights I'd like to see, you know, but they're not gonna fucking happen. You know, AJ versus Tyson Fury, you can forget about that one. You know, that man's very lucky he's still alive. You know, like, can you imagine that? You know, being in after winning, right? Let's say after breaking Jake Paul's jaw, you'd get a lot of satisfaction out of that. So while your mates are driving, yous are all fucking blowing smoke up each other's arse. He's not looking what's in front of him, and next of all, bang! Anthony Joshua should be dead, but he survived. I tell you what, God was on his side there. You know, but I say Usyk all the way. He's my favourite heavyweight of all time. Now, that's a big fucking statement there, right? Because of him being humble, right? Well, my first, obviously, is Mike Tyson, right? But pre-Mike Tyson era, I like Usyk. He's a proper professional. You never see any scandal about him. He's God-fearing. You know, he's a proper professional. You know, 24 hours, and he's so fucking humble. It's unbelievable. You know, you have to be humble. You know, because you're going out there, you could kill somebody. You understand, like, it's heavyweight. You're not talking about lightweights with fucking, you know, 10-ounce gloves. You're talking about big lads. And Usyk isn't big. You know, he's well conditioned. You know, he's a finished article as far as I'm concerned. Because he was world heavyweight champion cruiserweight. And he stepped up to heavyweight, to the big boys, the big hitters. You know, they say Deontay Wilder is the hardest hitter in the heavyweight division. I don't know. I wouldn't like a punch off him, in all fairness. I wouldn't like a right hand off him. You're going to sleep. He'd knock me false teeth down me mouth. And I'd be here. You better get you the pillow, because he's just slap him. You know, but Deontay Wilder, like I said, it's, you know, there's loads of heavyweights I like. I like Joseph Parker as well. You know, he's got a good energy about him, a good aura. It's the same as Usyk. You know, like he's a professional. You know, and in order to get through training camp, you need a unit behind you. You need a team. And sometimes, during the power you're on, sometimes, yeah, during fights and the build-ups, things can happen, okay? Now, John Fury was invited to Saudi by the Arabs, B-Rabs and C-Rabs. And he took them up on their offer. It's like his son was fighting Usyk. And during the press conferences to weigh in, there was a lot of nonsense said back and forward. John Fury went over and headbutted the smallest man in Usyk's team and embarrassed his son on television again. As far as I'm concerned here, leave your son. Don't steal his glory. You know, this is my honest opinion. I honestly think John Fury is jealous of his own son's success. How can you be jealous of your own son's success? You know, you can't compete with your son. You know, he's like, you've had 12 fights and you've lost fucking 7 of them or something. You know, that's embarrassing. He's not like his son. His son is pedigree. His son is royalty in this country when it comes to boxing. And in Saudi or Riyadh or Abu Dhabi or do fucking boy, he's still the same. He's the Gypsy King. But his daddy is a fucking embarrassment, you know. Like, it's trying to steal your own son's glory, you know. It's like he's always been like that. Like, listen, if you're shit at something, you admit it. You know, I'm shit at a lot of things, but I can have a go. But I'm not a tough guy, a hard man, or a fighter man, or a gypsy. You know, it's like, stay in your fucking lane. You know, like, he went off script when he headbutted Usyk's fucking colleague, one of his teammates. With Turkey Al-Sheikh in the game now, fights as possible, and Joshua is a God-fearing man as well, I know, yeah. Alhamdulillah, that fight happens, Anthony. You know, I'd be like, Wallah, brother. Wallah, brother. Salam alaikum. Walaikum salam. Are you okay, brother? Alhamdulillah. Not alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. I know a little bit of Arabic, not much, just a tiny bit, you see, because if you're in certain places, it's nice to know. You know, I've educated myself over the years because of social media and because I've been able to research whatever you want. You know, I've learned a couple of things about a couple of things, but my 3 favourite sports have to be UFC, then football. Well, it's stuck between the two, you know. Boxing, UFC, football, it's up there. You know. But let's see what happens. If this geezer can fucking stop Tyson Fury or knock him out. Like Anthony said, Turkey Al-Sheikh and Riyadh season, these guys have oil money. Do you understand? Oil fucking money. They're trillionaires. Do you understand? Do you know how many barrels a day they're fucking... You know, they have oil money. They can make... And you know what? I'll be honest with you, right? I love this Turkey Al-Sheikh guy, right? You know why? He's cornered the market. Okay. Al Heyman, Bob Arum, Ben Shalom, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, Dana White. Hey, good morning, Pablo. Bob Arum, Al Heyman, Oscar De La Hoya, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, Ben Shalom, Dana White. Yeah, that's sound. It's the midget's birthday tomorrow. She's 8. You know, it's crazy. I can't believe she's been in my life 4 years, Pablo. You know, how mad is that? You know, but yeah, when it comes to boxing, I know a little bit. It's like, and Turkey Al-Sheikh has cornered the market. He's got all the promoters there, look. He's got Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, Ben Shalom from the UK. And then in America, he's got Bob Arum, Oscar De La Hoya, Al Heyman. You know, and they have Dana White. You know, that's the perfect fucking team right there. Do you have everybody in boxing there? How much do you want? That's what it's like. And that they can do it. It's like I said, if you, right, Bob Arum, right, Showtime. You know, then you have Al Heyman, you know. You could put Oscar De La Hoya in there, but like I said, so that's 7 promoters. Al Heyman, Bob Arum, Dana White, Ben Shalom, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn. All on board. Everything is run like clockwork. Yeah, you can put KSI in there and Misfits Boxing and Darren Till, Guerrilla Promotions. You know, if you look at all the different fighting promotions out there, man, it's like there's a market for it. Because people want to see people fight each other. You know, wouldn't it be great on YouTube if we could match certain people against certain people? Someone asked me a question yesterday, right? And I can't answer it, you know, because it'd be disrespectful. So I'm going to ask you the question what I was asked. If Jude could fight anybody in the YouTube community now, who would it be? That's the question I was asked yesterday and I couldn't answer it. Someone said, Jude, if you could fight with somebody in the community right now, who would it be? Oh, fucking hell. Shout out to John Dillon there from Ballyfermot. But, Logan Paul had fucked me up. He's an athlete, isn't he? And him and Jake do. You know, they make money out of it. You know, everything is about promotion with them and exposure. But the Saudis do it better than anybody because they have fuck you money. You know, they've got fuck you money. Do you understand? Oil money. You know, like Turkey Al-Sheikh, right? And what's this other guy's name, right? Turkey Al-Sheikh is the Minister for Sport in Saudi Arabia, right? In them countries, right? How are you, Glenn? And here, if you're not sub, Glenn, many subs are you on now? If you're not sub to Glenn's channel, can you do it, guys? He's from Dublin and he's trying to get to 50 subs so he can open up his own YouTube channel. Yes! 41, you need 9 subs. Guys, can you do me a favour? Can you go over and subscribe? Because he's one of the dubs. You know, but like I said, here, shout out to Saudi and the gloves. You know, it's like nobody doesn't like them. You know, well, my bad then. It doesn't matter where you're fucking from. You come in here. I'm mixing you up a Fran. But still, and anyway, good. If you're not sub to his channel, he only needs 9 subs. And, bro, make as many shorts as you can, Glenn. And keep making them. You know what? Now what I've realised, bro, yeah? Pablo will tell you this, yeah? I've been a workhorse, bro, on here. I've made so much content. I've done so many lives. And I'm about that much away from 7,000 videos. I delete some videos some days. That's why I've not hit me 7k, because I've deleted a few. You're on 76 subs. That's fucking brilliant, bro. You can open your own channel, you know. And let's say you're a gamer, right? You could have a gaming channel. And there's loads of people on here that are gamers. You know, like, I know Finn's a gamer. I think Fable is a gamer. Who else? Jay. There's loads of people that play games. Well, there you go, bro. Shout out to Ron on 77. If you're not sub to Ron's channel or at Bowl Keyboard 979/YT, can you go do it? Do you know how easy it is, right, to grow your channel? You just have other people to believe in you. You know, And like I said, this has been long. You know, I've been on here 8 years. There's people on here 16 years. You know, Pablo will tell you, this has always been about growing a community within a community and networking with people from all around the world. You know, I don't care whether you're right. I don't care whether you're black, white, brown skinned. I don't give a fuck whether you take it up the Arsenal or whether you take it up the Wrexham. It does not bother me, you know. It's like, that's your business. I don't care whether you're Muslim, Hindu, Sikh, Christian, motherfucker. I don't care. You know, as long as you're respectful, you know, I don't give a fuck. You know, enjoy it, do what do, you know. Shout out to all the gays out there that watch me. I'm a big fan of Shirley Bassey. Yeah, Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan. I'm a big fan of the Village People. I'm a big fan of ABBA. I'm even a big fan of Diana Ross. In fact, you know what? Here, hang on a second. I want to get something out of my system. Yeah. Now, shout out to me daddy. He liked this song. Listen, don't take the piss, yeah. I'm gonna go very soon before I get myself into trouble. Stop messing. Nah, I'm a big fan of all them I said here. I'm not joking. Let's talk, motherfucker. Shout out to all the Alices in Wonderland. There's no place like home. Click, click. Let's talk.
I don't want to talk about the things we've got.
Scotty and Matt.
Though it's hurting me. Now it's history. I played all my cards, and that's what you've done too. Nothing more to say.
I am not the gay.
The winner takes it all. The loser standing small beside the victory. That's the destiny. I was in your arms, thinking I belonged there. I figured it made sense.
Building me a home.
Thinking I'd be strong there, but I was the fool, laying by the rules. The gods may grow and die.
This is my mascot, Kaiser. enough of that shit. But, yeah, so anyway, what I realised is, right, I'm not far from a couple of targets I set myself. Now, if I can get 4,300 subs, what's stopping me getting another 700? Well, 620 to be precise, around that. I'm about 10 videos away from hitting my 7k. I started this with two things. Number one, to hit 5k, and I knew it'd take me a long time to do it. And I'm nearly on 4,500 subs, I think, is it? But I will hit my target. And here, I won't have to call anybody names. Hey, you know, I won't have to insult anybody. You know, do unto others as they do to you. There's a couple of people in this community right now I could shred. But I'm going to use me head. Because I know them, man, watch me, you understand? Did watch 4 Kings last night. It was about Chris Eubank, Nigel Ben, Bruno on Channel 4. I missed that. Yeah. So, like I said, if Tyson Fury loses to this guy, he's finished. You know, it's like, but I don't like his father. I don't like John Fury. He hasn't got many likeable qualities. You know, he embarrassed his own son in front of the Saudi royal family when he had, you know what I tell you, yeah? See if that had been any other man in Riyadh that headbutted somebody and bled, he's going to jail. You're going to jail. Do you understand over there? But because he's Tyson Fury's daddy, they let it slide. You know, but like I said, Turki Al-Sheikh has boxing cornered. He's got all the promoters he needs in his hand. He has oil money. He's having Dana White even looking for fights, to make fights. You know, I don't think we'll ever see AJ Tyson Fury. And in all fairness, I think it's sad for British boxing. You know, I always thought Tyson would stay undefeated. You know, but his daddy brings the sport into disrepute. He's bad for boxing, John Fury. You know, but listen, like I said, look, all yous are on a certain amount of subs. And if you're trying to get to a certain amount, just fucking let me know. I'll share your channel, no problem. You know, it's always been about networking. And it's like helping create other channels. Having a little bit in there. You know. Pablo, me other phone died, right? And it has me PayPal on it, right? And I don't know the login details, so I'm just going to make another one, even though fucking I'll just keep it there. You know, you never know. Someone from the Saudi royal family might come in my channel, what? And sponsor my channel. Yeah. You know. But like I said, it's been a long old haul. You know, I did this to connect with a few people, and one of the main people I connected with on here is Pablo. Like, Pablo's been like my big brother on here. He's watched me, he's told me off when needed be, you know, and told me how it is, and not been afraid to fucking tell me, you know. Like, I always wanted a big brother, and when I come on here, I found one in Pablo. And I found a little brother in Finn. You know, It's mad. It's like Finn's got a great channel and a great story, and he's very likeable, you know. Hey, we've been talking about your stag do. I was talking to someone about your stag do today. I'm not going to say who, but yeah, go-karting. Time, place, location. I'll do my best to be there. And anyway, yeah, Finn's getting married this year. Ooh, boy, you're brave. I'll tell you what, shout out to love. You know what I mean? Oh, now go. Walk out the door. We're getting married today, and I don't love you anymore. I will survive. Nah, listen, I truly believe that everybody out there, it's like needs somebody, and it's like, I truly believe when you meet somebody, like for instance, right, allegedly, I did bad things when I was younger, right? I was a drug addict, yeah, I did stupid things, right? Someone robbed me, so I shot him allegedly, right? But he was going to stick a needle in my neck, so I had to get him back. You know, everything in my life, anybody's ever done that to me, I've always had to get it back. You know, people have ran me down for years, never mind on this community, but here, you're not perfect. You know, at least I'm not afraid to tell the world what I am and what I'm not. You can't validate me. Yeah. Shout out to Diana Ross. Shout out to Phil Collins. Shout out to the Bee Gees. And shout out to Abbott. Right, anyway, I'm going to fuck off. Thanks everybody for coming in. Finn will probably be live soon, or somebody. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. Hey, I thought I was watching Brazil play at Old Trafford the other day. Do you see the way they were playing football, man? Look, the diamond is like that, a tip. You know, 4-2-3-1. Play that formation every fucking week if you have to. You know, I'll tell you what, I can't believe I've seen United play football like that, but, you know, like, one-touch football. You know, like I've never seen a one-sided derby, like even though City had a lot of possession, it's like we bossed that game. And I've not seen a game of football like that, and I don't know how long. Like, we, as a Man United fan, we need that. You know, they owed us that performance. They owed the fans that performance. For last year, finishing 16th, you know, I believe that out of all the old United players, Michael Carrick has a chance. He's got a chance to take this team till the end of the fucking season. And if he wins every game, which I'm saying he's not, let's say Michael Carrick wins every game from here to the end of the season, would you give him the job on a temporary basis? Or are you going to sign Thomas Tuchel? You know, so shout out to me because I'm a stupid buckle. Right, we out, and I'll talk to you all later. Shout out to Pablo, shout out to Anthony Reid, shout out to Mr. Ron, shout out to Mr. Bowl Keyboard, shout out to Glenn Aiken, shout out to Air Finn, Maidan, shout out to Mr. Matthew Wright, shout out to Mr. Andrew Williams, and shout out to Mr. John Dillon from Ballyer. Get up, you bowsy. Do you know what? It's fucking great when people from Ballyfermot come in. Because, like I said, I don't need validation. I was never a tough guy or a hard man or a fighting man when I lived in Ballyfermot. Here you don't need to be. It's in you. You know, I watched all the Red Wall boys when I was growing up. They were my peers and my mentors. You know, that kind of calibre of friends. And look where it's ended up. Never mind the Guineans. Fuck them, mate. You know, you can choose your friends, as they say, but you can't choose your family. We out. I'll see you later on. Thanks for coming in.